Good day to our viewers once again. This is the second module in our series of lectures on entrepreneurship and enterprise development. My name is Dr. Lukman Raimi, an assistant professor of entrepreneurship at the American University of Nigeria, also a mentor at the Boxless Leadership Academy. Today, the focus of our coaching and mentorship will be on a thought-provoking topic entitled Idea and Opportunity Recognition. The last time we discussed, we looked at the definitions of entrepreneurship, entrepreneur, as well as enterprise, and some other very important issues. And we touch on sources of ideas and how to translate your idea into business opportunity. So this particular module is entirely, invented and framed to address the issue of idea and opportunity recognition wherever we may find ourselves. So at the end of this particular presentation, it is expected that participants should be able to understand how entrepreneurs come up with ideas. Secondly, participants should be able to differentiate between a business idea and a business opportunity. Thirdly, participant is expected to know which idea is the best business opportunity. And finally, we would all appreciate the creative thinking techniques for identifying ideas and business opportunities. The slide before you has actually, showcased to you the graphics of business ideas and opportunities. We can see carrot farm, rice farm, we can see bakery products, and of course, products that you can get in the supermarket. All these started as ideas many years ago, but today they are now concrete products. They've been developed into full-fledged business opportunities, which, have what we can call impact in the lives of the people, locally and internationally. If you look at the second graphics before you, it showcases how products from the farm are transformed into products meant for the supermarket or for various homes across the world. So the impact of this particular graphics is that ideas of yesteryears are now products of today. The so-called farms, the so-called bakeries, the so-called laboratories, the so-called plantation, the so-called poultry farms, the so-called clothing outfits or tailoring outfits, all these started as mere ideas. But because the owners of these ideas, they were patient and they followed structured approach, they were able to translate and transform the ideas into business opportunities. The thematic questions that I wish to ask and provide salient answers to are: what is an idea? What is an opportunity? And what is the relationship between an idea and an opportunity? Because they look alike, but they have thin line of differences. Ideas could be described as mere concepts, notion, impression, or even a seed, whereas opportunities are concepts that are actionable. Opportunities are notions that provide value. Opportunities are impression that can be commercially validated. And also, opportunity is a seed that could be planted, harvested, or an assignment that could be executed and translate into something that will be beneficial to the owner of the idea and also the community. So if you have a thought, a notion, an idea, and probably an impression, if you don't work following structured approach to translate this idea into opportunity, it remains, an idea. An idea will not move mountain, but people with their expertise, with their effort will move mountain. So idea is just a phenomenon, a concept that cannot act except you infuse into that particular idea life, energy. And that is where opportunity comes in. Furthermore, an idea is simply a thought, an impression, a view, or an observation. Oh, I have an idea. Whereas an opportunity is a favorable set of circumstances or situations that create a need for a new product, service, technology, method, or business. An idea could meet a need and meet the criterion of an opportunity if it has some of the features of an opportunity. So at times in books, they are used interchangeably, business idea, business opportunity. But most times people have business ideas that are not translated into opportunities. And at times people may have business ideas and attempt to transfer them into business opportunities, but they will meet with barriers and some environmental constraints. So opportunities are closer to the market domain, while business ideas are far from the market domain. Also, the idea business link from an idea to an opportunity. You can see when you have an idea and you follow structured approach, you leverage the opportunity provided by innovation, then you'll be able to translate or transform your idea into an opportunity. Good ideas do not necessarily provide good opportunities. For a business idea to be a business opportunity, it must be an innovation that meets a clear need in the marketplace. Many years ago, the world, made use of fixed wired telephone. But some ingenious individuals came up with wireless technology and they developed it into GSM and wireless telecommunication gadget that we are all using today. If you look at that particular breakthrough, it has actually met the need of the market. Young, old, we all make use of smartphone because it meets our expectation, our need. And also, not every business idea is an innovation, and not every innovation represents a business opportunity. There are some innovative, things that people have done, but they have not actually meet the needs of the market, so they are not useful. There must be a connection between an idea and opportunity, leveraging innovation. And the innovation we are leveraging should be the innovation that is timely, that the world is interested in. Business opportunity equals validated business ideas. Ideas that people have, if it is tested in the market domain, and the answer is people want it, the public needs it, then it's been validated. Also, business opportunity may also be expressed as business ideas plus customer. If you have business ideas that meet customers' expectation, then it is a business opportunity. So not all ideas are marketable. Not all ideas can give you money. So it is very, very important to know that ideas are good, but you must leverage innovation. You must follow structured approach to translate your ideas into a business opportunity. So how do entrepreneurs come up with ideas? Because ideas come before opportunity. And that is what we call ideation. The first step in the entrepreneurial process is the ideation phase, or the process of forming ideas through critical thinking, reflection. Ideation is inspired by creativity and innovation. Both are critical for entrepreneurship. When people sit down and ideate, what they are doing is that they are involving themselves in critical thinking for the purpose of coming up with what? Creative ideas. At times, people will not come up with creative ideas. They may involve themselves in critical thinking for the purpose of improving existing idea, and that is where innovation comes in. Innovation is the act or process of introducing new ideas, devices, or method, or improving on existing one. While creativity is the process of developing original idea. The first television in the world is a product of creativity. The first aeroplane in the world is a creation of what? Creativity. However, subsequent version and improvement of television, radio, aircraft are all outcomes of what? Innovation. And the process of engaging in creativity and also innovation is what is called critical thinking or creative thinking. And when you involve yourself in creative or critical thinking, you'll be able to think outside the box and come up with things that are different from what others are doing. In our last discussion, we talked about seeing what no one else has seen, thinking what no one has thought about, and doing what no one else has actually done. If you do that, you'll be able to, pass through what is called the ideation phase successfully. Unfortunately, in our society, people don't think outside the box. People don't come up with new ideas that could be transformed into business opportunity. And the reason for that is because there are barriers to creativity in this particular part of the world. So what are the internal barriers to creativity? Number one, thinking you need the right answers before creating a great idea. Some people, they procrastinate that before I come up with a great idea, I need the right answers to certain questions. No. Through brainstorming, visioning, and other critical thinking techniques, you can come up with a great idea. All you need to do is to improve on that particular idea until it becomes acceptable, beautiful, and useful to the society. Secondly, we have a barrier to creativity because people are concerned with looking silly in front of peers or investors. Some people are shy of coming up with their ideas because they feel that the idea is not well packaged, the idea looks stupid, and they don't want to look stupid before their colleagues and investors. No, what appears stupid to you may be a novelty to others. One man's meat is another man's poison. So it's always good to be bold, share your ideas, see defect in your ideas, an opportunity for improvement. Number three, criticism and discouraging comments. Some people, they are afraid of coming up with ideas because of criticism from colleagues, from friends, and also they are concerned about discouraging comments. You don't have to be discouraged. You must have your own vision and your own mission and passion. You don't leverage other people's vision or mission or passion. You should be passionate about what you want to do. And finally, Another internal barrier to creativity is fear of failure when trying to pursue a business idea. Some of us, we are always afraid of failure and the environmental, you know, uh, effect on what we are doing. For somebody who is a true aspiring entrepreneur and an established entrepreneur, you should not be afraid of failure. Failure is simply an avenue to tell you there are better ways of going about doing your things, not uh, a verdict, not a sentence, not a judgment, but rather an opportunity to rethink what you have before you. Many years ago, these are crazy ideas that people have worked on. Many years ago, the world was using what we call the traditional lamp. And some people, from their crazy idea, they were able to invent the bulb. Many years ago, people communicate with others in far distances by echoing. But some people came up with crazy ideas by developing the old model telephone. Many years ago, people couldn't travel by air, but some people, through crazy ideas, they came up with aeroplane. Ditto for the smartphone that we are using today. So it's always good to engage in, critical thinking, creative thinking, for the purpose of coming up with crazy ideas that will be developed into products and services that will bring in money to the promoters. This is 9 points. These 9 points, could be joined together using just 3 lines. Some people may not be able to accomplish this particular task. What makes a difference is critical thinking. So you can try this at your own leisure using at least 4 straight lines to connect them. This is the outcome. Just 4 lines, you're able to connect all the dots. So you can try it at your own leisure. So the impression and implication of this is that if you think critically, you'll be able to solve serious environmental or social problems. But failure to think critically will just leave you to complain about the problem. And that is the problem most of us have. We complain about undesirable situation, we complain about social problem, but we are not thinking critically on how to solve this problem. This is another creative thinking exercise. If you look at this picture, to some people, only 3 or 4 persons are visible. But to me, there are so many individuals there. This is one, there's one person here. This is another person making 2. This is another person making 3. The lady is carrying a baby making 4. The image itself is actually the picture of a bald-headed individual that makes 5. If you look at the extreme here, that is another person. So minimally, I can visualize at least 5 or 6 persons. In terms of image, there are so many images. There's a bird here. Some people may not be able to see it. There's a cat or dog lying on the floor. Some people may not be able to see it. There are so many things we can see in this particular picture. The old man is also holding a walking stick. He's wearing a hat and so many other things that are visible. But there are some individuals who will not be able to identify some of these images because of cognitive barriers. They cannot think outside the box. They cannot see beyond the ordinary. This is another image. To some, if you ask them, what does this image connote? So what I can see a man facing the opposite direction. Some say I can see a man facing me. It depends on your perspective. What we call opportunities is neither your friend nor your enemy. It depends on your perspective. So as aspiring entrepreneurs or established entrepreneurs, you have to change your perspective from time to time. Some will say law smiled on him. Oh, luck was against him. It's your perspective. Luck is neither your friend nor your enemy. It depends on your perspective. So always change your perspective about life. For us to be well grounded in creative thinking or critical thinking, there are 9 techniques in entrepreneurship that you could explore. Henceforth, when you are faced with any problem or you want to identify new ideas in your environment, the first tool you could deploy is challenge the usual. Don't always be satisfied. Always ask a lot of questions. Why? And what if? And what if? If you have this type of mentality, you'll be able to generate ideas and solutions to problems in your environment. The second one is thinking backward. If you ask somebody, what is this? Say, bottle of Coke. To know the content that actually formed Coca-Cola, think backward. Look at this Coca-Cola. In this particular Coca-Cola, it's a liquid substance or drink. What is the content? Maybe cocoa, maybe sugar, maybe coloring. You think backward and you'll be able to solve social problems and come up with as many ideas as possible. Sometimes it is easier to solve a problem when you start by imagining the end result. You think backward. Look at what we call kerosene. Think backward. What's the source of kerosene? Kerosene emerged from, crude oil that was processed and refined. And in the process of refining crude oil, so many products are produced. We may have the engine oil, we may have the petrol, we may have the diesel, we may have the kerosene, we may have the gas, we may have the bitumen, we may have Vaseline, and several others. Be flexible. That is another critical thinking technique. Don't be rigid in any context you find yourself. If you are flexible, ideas, opportunities will emerge easily. There's almost always more than one way to solve a problem. Problem could be solved in so many ways. Therefore, it is very, very important for us to always think backward and always to be flexible. The fourth technique is to judge later. You can involve yourself in a brainstorming session, download all possible ideas, then screen them on the basis of cost benefit or pros and cons or strengths and weaknesses. While you are downloading the idea, don't be judgmental. Come up with judgment later. The fifth technique is what we call draw idea map or idea mapping. Get a whiteboard, a chalkboard, or a poster with a marker. Start asking yourself, what is inflation? Once you generate the meaning, ask yourself, what are the causes of inflation? Come up with new mapping. And from these causes, what could be the solution to inflation? These are critical thinking methods called drawing a map or mapping, idea mapping. The sixth one is what is called brainstorming in a group. So you come up with an agenda and you invite people and you set the rules. So that is what we call a retreat session. And the purpose of that retreat is to come up with solutions or ideas through brainstorming. There's also what we call daydreaming. You may close your eyes. Yes, there's unemployment in Nigeria, but the next 5 years, where do I want to be? What do I want to do? Daydream, come up with ideas. Write it down after opening your eye and pursue it systematically. Then the other one is pain points. Ask people to tell you their biggest problem. Oh, you guys are working, you are making it big, but you have a problem, and that problem is you don't know where to keep your children when you go to your place of work. You start asking people. For such people, what they need is a crutch. There are some people, they have money, but they don't have supermarket in their areas. They travel 3-4 kilometers to get bread and so on and so forth. For such people, their problem is what? Supermarket. Then create supermarket in such an environment. Another one could be in a particular, VIP location. They have big cars, but the cars are dirty. Looking at their state of affairs, the problem they have is a car wash. From people's problem, you'll be able to provide necessary ideas that will lead to solution. The other one is what is called career cluster analysis. Every profession, every course we study in the university falls within a career cluster. And within that particular career cluster, you can generate so many things you can do. As a lawyer, you can stand on your own as a practicing lawyer. You can work in government establishment in the legal department. You can also, as a lawyer, work in companies in their legal department. As a lawyer, you can also be a counselor, and so on and so forth. Lawyers have places in all professions. Even in a medical center, a very big medical center, they need lawyers because they are going to enter into legal agreement or litigation with client, customers, and what have you. So for every discipline, for every career, you fall into so many areas where you can possibly impact on the society. Creative thinking ideas, idea generation or coming up with many business ideas is an important part of entrepreneurial process. You can't be an entrepreneur, you can't set up an enterprise except you are able to generate ideas, which is called idea generation. And brainstorming is just one of the processes. I've explained that. Also, brainstorming, this is the question you ask when you brainstorm. When you ask questions on raging issues, challenging the usual, these are questions you ask. In drawing idea map, these are the processes involved. I've explained earlier on. And in conclusion, I want to implore us to be very, very creative and innovative in whatever we do. And to be innovative and creative, we must be very good in generating ideas. This is the end of this module. I wish you all a blessed day and a fruitful ideation.